Hi students, this is Jasveer Kaur, your social science teacher. Once again here to teach you about your federalism. Until now we have studied approximately 4 parts of this chapter, federalism. I think it is the fourth part of federalism. I want to tell you about two roots of the federalism. Like we know that federalism is a power sharing like system of the government where powers are shared at the different levels of the government among the different constituent units of that country, that is legislature, executive, judiciary, right? And moreover, political parties and social groups are also have been given some powers, right? So that are the 4 forms of power sharings. Then we discussed about what makes India federal and how actually federalism is practiced in India. Then today we are going to study about the exact balance of power sharing among the one central unit and other states. And moreover, in India we have union territories also. How powers have been shared here, like one central government, 28 other states, right? They have been given power like Lakshadweep, Andaman Island, Pondicherry, Chandigarh, Delhi. They don't come in the category of states. They are in the category of union territories. As we know that union territories are directly controlled by the central government. Like Delhi government control them, Delhi as a state. Lakshadweep is also controlled by the central government. And for your latest information, I can tell you that Leh and Ladakh, that is now formed as a union territory, that is also centrally, it is governed by the central government, right? And in this way, states have their own powers, center has its own powers, and including union territories are also governed by the central government. So, like that, there are different routes to the federalism. Route means the way how they reach to the target of the federalism. For this, I will like to mention one example from your own school life, right? Like when you have your games period, how you go to classroom? Directly, suppose it is your classroom, right? You directly run and reach to the playground. This is the way that as soon as the bell goes, you directly run from here direct to the playground. Nobody go here and there. And when this games period gets over, you have to once again report to your class. How will you come? This is your playground. Anna? Am I right? This is your playground. As soon as the bell goes, some of you go there, this canteen area, some of you go this side, some of you the water, drink and this. Right? In this way you get scattered. From playground you move here. Then you see teacher has reported in the class, then you come to the classroom. One route is this one and one is direct this one. Means to say whenever you have to go and come back, routes gets on changing. So something like that, there is a power sharing, right? Suppose another example you can take. This is your school, right? XYZ near railway line. Here it is your school. Right? Everybody has to reach school at 9 or 8, whatsoever is the time. Right? So some of you come from this gate, some of you come from this gate, some this gate. Maybe your home is there and you come from here with your friends, and others come from here with their friends, and they report to school. The target is to report to school, right? To something like that, we have to adopt federalism. Federalism, as we know, it is a system of the government. It is the system of the government to run the country, to form the policies, to make the governments functioning. So exactly same way there is exact balance of powers, varies. Please take care of this word. Varies mean to say different, varies, center to states. What is the system? Power sharing system. How center gives powers to the states, that is different in the different countries. So for its easy study, we have categorized this. There are two routes of the federalism. One route is called coming together. Coming together. And another route is called holding together. Holding together. Right? Everybody, this one is also federalism. This one is also federalism. In coming together, we take that powers have been given to the states, so powers have been shared among different states. But powers have been shared in such a way that coming together, powers have been shared in such a way that it involves their own form in a bigger unit, so that by pooling sovereignty and retaining identity, they can increase their security. This type of federalism is coming together federations. I mean to say, federations word is used for states, like coming together type is there in USA, Switzerland and Australia. Such type of system is there that they have shared the powers among the different states and other constituent units, but they use the powers according to their own circumstances, own situations, whatsoever state has given to them, central government has given to them, they are free to use that one. And when we talk about holding together federations, central government tends to be more powerful. Hold mean to say, central government keeps hold. Central government keeps hold on the powers. Right? India comes in this category. India, Spain comes in this category, India and Spain, because in the beginning I told you that federalism is practiced in two different ways. One is federal form of government and another is unitary form of government. Right? Where unitary form of government, where center is more powerful. And there I mentioned this, that India is unitary as well as federal also. Overall, what seems conclusion is that India comes in the category of holding together. Somewhere if we compare the division of the powers, central government is always more powerful than the states. Although states have been given powers, right? When states have been given power and center dominates, that is holding together. When states are just vice versa, free to use their powers, that is coming together. Coming together root of federalism, two roots of the federalism. One is coming together, second is holding together. India comes in the category of holding together, right? Where center is more powerful. And for this, I would like to mention here that what's our point I told you previously, that India is unitary as well as federal. India is unitary as well as federal. The meanings are clear to you. What is unitary, what is federalism. We have already proved that India is a federal form of government, right? But when I taught you features of federalism, at that time I mentioned that India is a federal country. Now we have to see that unitary. How India is a unitary form of government. Yes, guys, you have studied what makes India federal, how federalism is practiced in India. All those points, hopefully you know that. First I will take here lists. 3 lists are there, na? Union list, state list and concurrent list. 3 lists, powers have been divided, but I told you that some here union government can make law, here state government can make law, here both. When we talk about both, and I mentioned one line there, when there is controversy in the topics of concurrent list, controversy in the topics of concurrent list, decision goes in the favor of सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट. देन हु इज़ द मोर पावरफुल? सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के पास अपने टॉपिक्स भी हैं वेयर इट कैन मेक इट्स लॉ, बट सम टॉपिक्स फ्रॉम कॉन्करेंट लिस्ट also goes to the central government. Already it has 97 topics. It means center is more powerful. Second point, when concurrent list gets controversial issues, conflicts are there, then decision goes in the favor of union government. That is the second point. This is the first point. Then also decision goes in the favor of central government. Then who is more powerful? Ultimately the central government. There is no aggregation to say that India is enjoying unitary form of government. Not this much only. Next point is that I told you how federalism is practiced in India. There was one point, center-state relationship. Center-state relationship. If central government feels like that state is not able to control, to maintain law and order in a particular state, center directly can enter to that state. Then who is more powerful? Center. At the same time, on the other hand, if states 1, 2, 3, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, Kerala, Jammu Kashmir, leave it here. Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Gujarat, like these states think like that, feels like that, or it seems that there may be any type of crisis that cannot be handled by the state governments themselves alone. At that time, they can ask for the help, each and every type of help, military help, financial help, some other type of help during any natural calamity, political crisis, political instability. At that time, center had to help them. Then who is more powerful? Center. Okay. In this way, we can say that India is unitary as well as federal form of government. India enjoying both the features of this type of government. So, hopefully you have understood what is unitary, what is federal, 2 roots to the federalism. Two roots to the federalism, coming together and holding together. Then examples, first is USA. Take care, USA itself. USA, S stands for Switzerland, A stands for Australia. In this way you may learn here India and Spain. These countries are there, right? So they enjoy that holding together. It's coming together. So in this way, that on the other way, if we want to adopt it, right? So that is mixture of 2 the forms of the government, unitary plus federal. Right? Isko sometimes we call it quasi-federal, semi-federal, right? Federal as well as unitary. Different terms are used for this. This was a somewhat small topic regarding your this chapter federalism. And tomorrow we will study about decentralization. We will study about decentralization, mean to say how these powers have been decentralized. Here one thing important in your coming together, holding together roots, the status of Jammu Kashmir, J and K, right? Now hopefully you have understood there they have removed article 370 and 71 previous year. There, under these articles there were special provisions given to this state. Right? Some special provisions were given to these Jammu and Kashmir under article 370, and some prohibitions were there for the other citizens, like although we are the citizen of India, but if we don't have that permanent residence of Jammu and Kashmir, we cannot purchase their land property over there earlier, right? And that was a must. And even this state has its own constitution, own set of rules and regulation to govern their own state. Even they have their separate constitution. This special provision was given under these articles, and some prohibitions were there, although now this article has been removed. But it is for your knowledge when we talk about division of the powers among one central unit and states. So now it is not there, but then also we must know what happened during that time and why it was there. Now Jammu and Kashmir, there is Ladakh, it has been made one union territory that is directly under the control of central government. That is directly under the control of central government. So in this way, we have completed approximately 4 lectures on this chapter, and tomorrow, mean to say next lecture, we will deliver on its last portion, that is decentralization. Thank you students. Bye.